Yeehaw! We're going to be starting our study of ballistics, which is the study of how projectiles move. And we're going to begin it with the concept of a horizontal launch. And I've used this skater as a sort of a horizontal projectile. And so the big question is, how do the components of velocity change with time with this horizontal launch under the influence of gravity? Now we're going to do this as a lab, and I want you to do it as a quick lab, so don't spend too much time fussing with it. So here's how it'll work. Now remember that velocity is a vector quantity. It has both direction and magnitude. And with this skater, you'll see that his velocity is changing with time. It's changing both in magnitude and direction. We're going to be figuring out what's happening to the horizontal component and the vertical component of the velocity. And so as you can see, I can break a velocity vector down into this horizontal component and then its vertical component. And these two components are going to behave differently. So here's how we'll make our measurements. Make sure your grid is turned on and then turn on the measuring tape. And so take your tape and start to make measurements from a reference line for these horizontal positions. And once again, sorry, it's a little fussy, but not too bad. So take all the horizontal measurements and see how they vary with time, like that. Similarly, when you're doing the vertical measurements, set it on a reference line. Okay, so I'm going to choose here and see how the displacement from the vertical line to the dot is changing with time. And so you're just going to be very quickly telling me how does the horizontal velocity change with time, and how does the vertical velocity change with time? Just recalling that velocity is the change in displacement with the change in time. Now both of these components are going in the same direction as time progresses, so you don't have to worry about that. The delta t for all of these little dots is 0.12 seconds, a very awkward time. Alright, just write that up. You don't have to put it on a spreadsheet unless you want to put it on a Google spreadsheet and tell me what the results are.